Well, student athletes at Western Michigan University will not have to get vaccinated to participate in their sport. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals today denying the school's appeal of a federal judge's ruling that the mandate violates the athletes' constitutional rights to follow their Christian religion. The university argued its policy is neutral toward religion. The case could be heading to the Supreme Court. Let's begin tonight's Is It Legal discussion with data privacy specialist and attorney Sarah Gounder, along with criminal defense attorney David Bruno. Thank you both. Sarah, to you first. I'm not going to read the Sixth Circuit Court of Opinion. It's kind of lengthy, but in essence what they're saying is, look, you cannot give students a religious exemption and turn around and not give it to athletes, right?
Right, and the problem with this is it's not neutral, despite what the university is saying, especially within its application of the religious exemption that it offers. It's not being offered to all of the students. And so, as such, the reason why this has happened is because this triggered a test called strict scrutiny. And when you trigger that, the university will have to provide that the requirement was narrowly tailored to achieve a compelling interest. So when they try to prove the compelling interest, they're going to point to COVID-19. But when they talk about narrowly tailored, that's going to be their downfall, because public health measures, if a public health measure is put in place and it allows a similar behavior that poses a severe health risk, more severe than what it's trying to do, then that's not going to pass constitutional muster.
Right, and I want to read this. This is from Western Michigan University. Their statement to the ruling says, quoting, "We remain steadfast in our commitment to protect our student athletes and our athletic program. Our vaccine policy plays a critical role in keeping athletes safe and ensuring they are able to compete throughout the season without disruption. We will continue to abide by the court's decision and allow the student athletes in the matter to fully participate in the sport while we consider our next steps." What are the next steps in this, David?
Yeah, sure. The next step is the United States Supreme Court, because this is a circuit court decision. It's in the middle of the appellate hierarchy. And basically where the school went wrong, according to this decision, is that first off, that it has a religious and medical exception, but it's discretionary. So basically what it says is they're the ones that have to decide on a case-by-case basis. And there's no real case-by-case or procedure that is there. And they didn't give some of the plaintiff athletes an actual review. They just suspended them, right? So that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I think it is part of the problem. And Sarah, you know, he makes a very good point. I mean, can you imagine the shoe being on the other foot where a university says, you know, athletics brings in a bunch of money, so we're going to let the athletes have a pass on the vaccination. The students, you need to make sure you get it. So, yeah, I mean, there's clearly a little bit of university hypocrisy on this.
Right, and that's exactly the problem and why this is unconstitutional, because instead of applying to the athletes in terms of giving them a pass here, they're actually not applying the mandate to the non-athletic students and the overall population there. So that's the issue here.
Yeah, last word to you, David. I mean, do you think that this other universities, does this affect how other universities look at this issue, and does it ultimately end up at the Supreme Court?
Yeah, everybody is watching closely on this issue, because if anyone's going to mandate vaccines, there definitely has to be religious and medical exceptions. I mean, just real quick, they could have done two things, I think, that would have passed the Sixth Circuit decision. That is not an individualized analysis, meaning it's just automatic, and the mandate applies to everybody. Those would have been the two things that would have came out on top pursuant to this opinion.
Yep, I think that's a fair assessment. David Bruno, Sarah Gounder, we are out of time. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Have a great night.
Well, some good news.